In this video, we're going to discuss the Alpharex Nova, the Alpharex Luxx, the Alpharex Pro, the Morimoto XB, and the Morimoto XB Hybrid headlights. We're going to find out which one's best in the 09 to 18 Ram. If you have a Ram from 09 to 18 and you have the halogen lights like this is a Ram HD, there is a multitude of different aftermarket parts that you can install in here to have better lighting. There is LED bulbs, and we made a video on that where we compared a whole bunch of different LED bulbs to find out what performed the best in these housings. These are reflector housings, and in my opinion, they are trash. So another option into upgrading these lights is to just take out this entire headlight assembly and replace it with an aftermarket headlight housing. There are only two that I could truly recommend to you guys. I've seen a whole bunch installed on these vehicles, and it really comes down to two as being the best: the Morimoto XB and the Alpharex series headlights. In this video, I want to tell you guys about both of them so that you can decide for yourself which one is truly the best. I like to start these shootouts with price because ultimately a lot of us make decisions based off of what we can afford. The Alpharex Nova series was around $1,500 when we purchased it. That's pretty pricey, but you'll see why in a little bit. The Alpharex Luxx, we paid around $870 for it as of the time of this video. The Alpharex Pro was $505, and you'll see why that was a lot less expensive than the Nova series. The Morimoto XB was $1,400 when we purchased it at the time of this video, and the Morimoto Hybrid was around $950. All of the Alpharex headlights that you see here have a 2-year warranty, and all of the Morimoto headlights, the XB and the XB Hybrid, have a 5-year warranty. Now we're going to get to the light outputs of all of these different headlights, but first let's talk about the features, because this is about half the reason why people would upgrade these lights. They're dingy and yellow and they look dated, and they want something that just looks a little bit better. So let's first discuss features, starting with the Alpharex. Let's first start with the Alpharex Pro. This is the cheapest version of the Alpharex headlights. Right off the bat, you'll notice that they are all blacked out, which looks a lot better than that stock reflector on the front end of this vehicle. When you turn it on, I don't notice a startup sequence here. It's just on and then off. This is what parking light looks like. You got low beam, high beam, and then when you switch it over to DRL, it looks like this. It does seem to be a true DRL, which means that it gets brighter when you're driving around during the day, and when you turn your headlights on, it dims down. Even though this is the entry level from Alpharex, I do notice a sequential turn signal, which we've just grown to love. However, it is not maintenance free because it uses those original halogen bulbs in the low beam and the high beam. Now here's what the Alpharex Luxx series looks like. It looks very similar to the Alpharex Pro. As you can see, when you turn it on, it has a startup feature. Here is the parking lights. And then when you hit low beam, you do see that it's the bright white instead of halogen. The Alpharex Pro uses your original halogen bulbs inside of these projector housings, whereas these are completely LED, so you don't have to replace these because they're not going to burn out. You've got low beam, and then you have a dedicated high beam projector as well. It does have a true DRL, and it does have that sequential turn signal as well. Now the Alpharex Nova series does look a bit different than the Pro and the Luxx versions. As you can see, there's 4 projectors. It's still all blacked out. It's a real aggressive look on your truck. As you can see, when you turn it on, it has a startup feature. And this is what it looks like when you have the parking lights on. When you turn on low beam, you'll notice the 3 outer LED projectors illuminate, and when you turn it to high beam, you have that one dedicated high beam projector turn on and off. This one still does have that true DRL. When you turn on the daytime running light, it looks just like this. And of course, you have that standard sequential turn signal that all of these Alpharex headlights had before. Now here's what the Morimoto Hybrid headlight looks like. This is the entry level from Morimoto. It's not quite as blacked out. It's more of a gunmetal gray color when it's off. When you turn on parking lights, it looks like this. When you turn on low beam, you're going to have that dedicated low beam projector illuminate on the outside, and when you do the high beam, the dedicated projectors on the inside will then turn on. This one does have a true daytime running light, which means that the DRL gets extremely bright when you're driving around during the day. This is also a safety feature, and I'm glad all of these headlights so far have had this. The turn signal is a little bit different though. Unfortunately, with the Morimoto XB Hybrids, you do have to transfer over the incandescent bulb from your original lights into these ones. So you don't have that great sequential turn signal. It's a slow on, slow off. At Headlight Revolution, if you type in your year, make, and model, you'll see a bunch of different turn signals you can upgrade to that are LED, which will then make this housing completely LED. It is unfortunate that this one does not have it built into the headlight. The last headlight we installed was the Morimoto XB housing. As you can see, this one is blacked out. There's still 2 dedicated projectors. This is what it looks like when you have parking lights on, and then it kind of operates the same as the hybrid. When you turn on low beam, you will notice that both of these illuminate. They utilize bi-LED projectors, which means that some of the projectors will do both low beam and high beam, which in my opinion is great because both of these projectors are on even when you're driving around on low beam. I think it looks a lot better, and it definitely makes for a brighter light output when you're driving at nighttime, and we'll get to that in just a second. It does have a true DRL mode that goes all the way across the top and the bottom, unlike the hybrid. And this one does have the sequential turn signal option as well that goes right along the bottom side of this daytime running light. It's our goal to help you guys in the buying process. That's why we're laying it all out here, doing each individual install to let you guys see the features, not just tell you about the features. In my opinion, I really like the Alpharex Nova series. That startup sequence is really cool, and in my opinion, it takes the cake over the Morimoto headlights. But what about the light output? Which ones are brighter? Remember, the Alpharex and the Morimoto are some of the best aftermarket lights you could buy for the 09 to 18 Ram. So this is the best of the best. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back this truck up about 20 to 30 feet from the wall. I'm gonna use a digital Luxx meter, which measures the actual usable brightness at a certain point on that wall. Then I'm gonna compare it to the stock halogen and figure out the percentage change if it's brighter or less bright. So here we are, we got the truck pulled up to the wall, and as you can see, this is what your original stock halogen lights look like. As you can see, the beam pattern is not very wide at all. You do see some hot spots in the middle, which is gonna give you a little down the road punch of light, but it is terrible. This is the dingy yellow color that nobody likes anymore, and that's why we are trying to upgrade these lights in the first place. We want a better look, but we also want a brighter light output. So let's see if any of them are any better. Now we got the Alpharex Pro installed, and you'll first notice that because this uses the halogen bulbs in those projector housings, you do get those cutoff lines, which is a better beam pattern than your stock reflector housing. However, you are still using the same bulb essentially. It's still dingy yellow and it's not very bright. Using the digital Luxx meter, we read 280 maximum lux, which was only 33% brighter than the original measurement of 210 maximum lux. I don't want to buy something and put it in my Ram if it's only 33% better and it's using the same bulbs that will burn out over time. So in my opinion, this headlight housing is out. This is not what I would recommend to my friends and family. After throwing that headlight away, we installed the Alpharex Luxx, and this is the beam pattern that you get. Yes, you get that bright white color. It's a lot more desirable than the halogen color. However, I don't see any definite hot spots at all. That means you're not gonna get that punch of light down the road like you would need. I do see some more width here, so you do get substantially more width out of your lights, which is gonna help you see into the ditches compared to your stock halogen reflector headlights. But even being that it's a brighter white color, it's only 52% brighter than your stock lights. So in my opinion, this is not the best upgrade you can do when it comes to aftermarket housings, but I guess it is a good option if you did just want that bright white color and you wanted something that's more affordable. Now we're getting into the territory that I like, a light output that's actually impressive. Look at the width on this Alpharex Nova compared to your stock halogen. As you can see, it spans from one end of this wall to the other. This is exactly what I want. And it has a substantial hotspot and those cutoff lines thanks to these LED projectors. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about this light output. There's a gradient of light that is intense at the top and slowly goes down that helps you not blind yourself when you're driving down the road. I measured 630 maximum lux out of this Alpharex Nova, which was 200% brighter than the original stock halogen reflector housings. That is insane. I definitely recommend this headlight housing for your Ram. So now I'm going to install the Morimoto XB Hybrid headlight into the Ram, and this is what the light output looks like. As you can see, the hybrid version is the entry level when it comes to headlight housing replacements for this Ram from Morimoto. But as you can see, you still have some intense spots in the center. You do have some definite cutoff lines because these are LED projectors. It's not like the Alpharex Pro where they originally used the halogen bulbs. These are already LED from the factory, so you do get some good tech even though it's an entry-level headlight housing from Morimoto. I measured 610 maximum lux on low beam, which makes this 190% brighter. That is almost the Alpharex Nova territory at 200% brighter. I'm really interested to see how much brighter the Morimoto XB, the Morimoto's premium version, would be if this is just about as bright as the best Alpharex Nova headlight. So here it is, the Morimoto XB LED. As you can see, you still get that bright white color, you get extreme width, you get hot spots right in the center, and if these hot spots aren't exactly where you want them, on this headlight they are adjustable so you can have up and down and left and right adjustability. I measured 940 maximum lux, which is 348% brighter at the brightest point on the wall here. 348% is wild when you compare it to your stock halogen lights. I really did like the beam pattern of the Alpharex Nova. In my opinion, I might actually like the shape of that beam pattern more, but I like the intensity of the Morimoto XB LED more here. 348% brighter at the brightest point is a lot better to me than 200% brighter that the Alpharex Nova series has. I'll let you decide as to which one's best. The more intense the lux is, generally, the further that light gets punched down the road, which really increases safety. But having a little bit more area on the hot spots really allows you to see into the ditches a bit better. It's really up to you with preference. Either one of these would be a really good pick for your Ram. Now I'm just gonna power through high beam. The stock halogen, I read 550 maximum lux. Let's see if we can beat it. Here you see the Alpharex Pro. This I measured only 500 maximum lux, so if you're looking for gains, you're just not gonna get it if you upgrade. I guess this would be more so a downgrade to this headlight because it is 9% less bright on high beam than your original lights. When you install the Alpharex Luxx, you do get a 44% brighter high beam, so that's good. At least they redeemed themselves from their Alpharex Pro series. I measured 790 maximum lux. This is what the Alpharex Nova series looks like on high beam. We measured 1040 maximum lux, which is 89% brighter on high beam. That is not too bad. What about the Morimoto XB Hybrid? We measured 1310 maximum lux, which is 138% brighter than your original lights. So the entry level from Morimoto is brighter on high beam than the Alpharex Nova by quite a bit. So that means the Morimoto XB Hybrid, the entry-level headlight from Morimoto, is the brightest on high beam compared to the Alpharex Nova, which is Alpharex's king of the headlights, if you will. That's pretty interesting. The Morimoto XB, the premium version, we measured 1210 maximum lux, which was only 120% brighter on high beam. I've actually seen this many times over with Morimoto's lights. The hybrid high beam is often more bright than their premium XB version on high beam. A lot of it has to do with the projector that's used inside that. Oftentimes it's just a dedicated high beam projector. That's a little more refined than the ones used in the XB housings, but the low beam on the Morimoto XB generally takes the cake, making that the overall pick over the hybrids. After seeing these results, the brightest on low beam is the Morimoto XB. The brightest output on high beam is the Morimoto XB Hybrid. But that Alpharex Nova series headlight sure does produce a very good beam pattern. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to get better light output numbers than your original halogen lights if you upgrade to something that's LED. Whether it's the Alpharex or the Morimoto, I think you're gonna be in good hands. I want you guys to make the decision as to which headlight was best for the 09 to 18 Ram. This is an HD behind me. It works for either the HD or the 1500s. Also, we've tested so many other products, so if the headlights were a little bit too expensive for you, we have tested those LED bulbs like I said, as well as fog lights like you see here. These are Morimoto XB LED fog lights. They're super bright and they're a premium upgrade when you upgrade the lights on your vehicle. We also have tested third brake lights, reverse lights, tail lights, and so much more. Go to headlightrevolution.com. Type in your year, make, and model, and we'll show you guys everything there.